Never think that war, no matter how necessary, nor how justified, is not a crime. The world breaks everyone, and afterward, some are strong at the broken places. In modern war, you will die like a dog for no good reason. Courage is grace under pressure. There is nothing to write in. All you do is sit down at a typewriter and bleed. An intelligent man is sometimes forced to be drunk to spend time with his fools. Never go on trips with anyone you do not love. I like to listen. I have learned a great deal from listening carefully. Most people never listen. There is no friend as loyal as a book. All things truly wicked start from innocence. We are all apprentices in a craft where no one ever becomes a master. I love to go to the zoo, but not on Sunday. I don't like to see the people making fun of the animals when it should be the other way around. What is moral is what you feel good after, and what is immoral is what you feel bad after. When people talk, listen completely. Most people never listen. You're beautiful, like a mayfly. Cowardice is almost always simply a lack of ability to suspend functioning of the imagination. Time is the least thing we have of. Hesitation increases in relation to risk in equal proportion to age. For a long time now, I have tried simply to write the best I can. Sometimes I have good luck and write better than I can. About morals, I know only that what is moral is what you feel good after, and what is immoral is what you feel bad after. Bullfighting is the only art in which the artist is in danger of death, and in which the degree of brilliance in the performance is left to the fighter's honor. There is no rule on how to write. Sometimes it comes easily and perfectly. Sometimes it's like drilling rock and then blasting it out with charges. All good books have one thing in common. They are truer than if they had really happened. I know now that there is no one thing that is true. It is all true. But man is not made for defeat. A man can be destroyed but not defeated. Always do sober what you said you'd do drunk. That will teach you to keep your mouth shut. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow men. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. The best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them. I love sleep. My life has the tendency to fall apart when I'm awake, you know? Never mistake motion for action. Every man's life ends the same way. It is only the details of how he lived and how he died that distinguish one man from another. The shortest answer is doing the thing. Once we have a war, there is only one thing to do. It must be won. For defeat brings worse things than any that can ever happen in war. The world is a fine place and worth the fighting for, and I hate very much to leave it. Happiness in intelligent people is the rarest thing I know. If you are lucky enough to have lived in Paris as a young man, then wherever you go for the rest of your life, it stays with you, for Paris is a movable feast. Wars are caused by undefended wealth. Prose is architecture, not interior decoration, and the Baroque is over. As you get older, it is harder to have heroes, but it is sort of necessary. I wake up in the morning and my mind starts making sentences, and I have to get rid of them fast, talk them or write them down. To be a successful father, there is one absolute rule. When you have a kid, don't look at it for the first 2 years. The only thing that could spoil a day was people. People were always the limiters of happiness, except for the very few that were as good as spring itself. It's none of their business that you have to learn how to write. Let them think that you were born that way. All our words from Louis Usen have lost their edge. Madam, all stories, if continued far enough, end in death, and he is no true storyteller who will keep that from you. The game of golf will lose a great deal if croquet mallets and billiard cues were allowed on the putting green. I don't like to write like God. It is only because you never do it, though, that the critics think you can't do it. I rewrote the ending to Farewell to Arms, the last page of it, 39 times before I was satisfied. Fear and death increases in exact proportion to increase in wealth. My aim is to put down on paper what I see and what I feel in the best and simplest way. If you have a success, you have it for the wrong reasons. If you become popular, it is always because of the worst aspects of your work. Man is not made for defeat. Once writing has become your major vice and greater pleasure, only that can stop it. That terrible mood of depression of whether it's any good or not is what is known as the artist's reward. That is what we are supposed to do when we are at our best, but make it up so truly that later it will happen that way. A man's got to take a lot of punishment to write a really funny book. There is no one thing that is true. They are all true. I'm not going to get into the ring with Tolstoy. All my life I have looked at words as though I were seeing them for the first time. Why should anybody be interested in some old man who was a failure? You can wipe out your opponents, but if you do it unjustly, you become eligible for being wiped out yourself. A writer of fiction is really a congenital liar who invents from his own knowledge or that of another man. When writing a novel, a writer should create living people, People, not characters. A character is a caricature. No weapon has ever settled a moral problem. It can impose a solution, but it cannot guarantee it to be a just one. I never had to choose a subject. My subject rather chose me. When I have an idea, I turn down the flame, as if it were a little alcohol stove, as low as it will go. Then it explodes, and that is my idea. Somebody just back of you, while you are fishing, is as bad as someone looking over your shoulder while you write a letter to your girl. For a war to be, just 3 conditions are necessary: public authority, just cause, right motive. Ezra was right half the time, and when he was wrong, he was so wrong you were never in any doubt about it. I know only that what is moral is what you feel good after, and what is immoral is what you feel bad after. Write in and travel, broaden your eyes, if not your mind, and I like to write standing up. Personal columnists are jackals, and no jackal has been known to live on grass once he had learned about meat, no matter who killed the meat for him. Pound's crazy. All poets are. They have to be. You don't put a poet like Pound in the loony